Hi guys, so for today we're looking at trapezoid mid-segment. If we break the word trapezoid, we know what trapezoid is. Mid-segment, you guys are familiar with the triangle mid-segment. Remember back in the days, as far as last week, we used to do a mid-segment. And then just to say on the triangle, let's say the triangle, the mid-segment was x plus 1. Let's say the base, the side that was parallel to it, was x plus 2. And then I ask you guys to solve for x. You guys will say the mid segment times 2 is equal to the base. Remember we used to do that? Because there was one mid segment and there was one base. That was with triangles. That was what we did last week. Triangle mid segment. Now, for trapezoids, we have a mid segment, but in this case, we have two bases. So what I'm going to do, that first of all, that question mark, I'm going to change it to x. So I'm going to look at the mid segment. I'm going to multiply by 2. So in this case, 2x, right? Multiply the mid segment times 2. And in this case, it's going to equal the sum of the bases. Because you have two bases, just add the two bases. So the mid segment times 2 equals the sum of the bases. All right, so here I have the 2x equals 11.4 plus 6.4, that's 17.8. Divide both sides by 2, and then you get 8.9. That's it. If I look at question number 2, the question mark, I'm going to change it for an x again. I'm going to do the basis in green, and I'm going to do the mid segment in yellow. So I'm going to go 7.3 times 2, right? The mid segment times 2 equals, in this case, 6.2 plus x, the sum of the bases. So I have that on the left, 7.3 times 2, that's 14.6. On the right side, I have 6.2 plus x. Let me subtract 6.2. So I have that 8.4 is equal to x. What I did on both, remember, the mid segment times 2 equals the sum of the bases. Notice on question number 1, my x, the unknown, is in the mid segment. Question number 2, the unknown is one of the bases. So it doesn't matter where you have the x, always go mid segment times 2 equals the sum of the bases. So far, so good? All right. Take a look. I'm going to do 6 examples. So looking at examples 3 and 4, my mid segment is there, right? I'm going to do yellow. For the bases, I'm going to do green. So I'm going to go 5x plus 4, all of it times 2. Right? The mid segment times 2 equals 12 plus 36. I'm adding the bases. The left side, multiply the 2 to the inside, 10x plus 8. On the right side, 12 plus 36. I'm going to simplify that as 48. Let me subtract 8 on both sides. 10x equals 40. So x must be 4. Mid segment times 2 equals the sum of the bases. If I look at my example 4, those are my two bases. And there's my mid segment in yellow. So I'm going to go 27 times 2 equals 30 plus 2x. Right? Mid segment times 2 equals the sum of the bases. So I have that 54 equals 30 plus 2x. Let me subtract 30. We have 24 is equal to 2x. So x must be 12. Once again, notice how now I added an x, but there were pluses or minuses. And once again, on number 3, the x was in the mid segment. Number 4, the x is on the base. There will be cases where the x is in all three sides, right? The mid segment in both bases. But we always do mid segment times 2 equals the sum of the bases. Any questions so far? No? Now, the last two examples that I have, let's see, question number 5. I'm gonna do the mid segment in yellow, and then I'm gonna do the bases in green. If you notice, I have an X in the middle and then I have an X on the base. But all I'm gonna do the mid segment, which is 13x minus 4, all of it times 2. And in this case, it's gonna equal to negative 4 plus 12x plus 24. Mid segment times 2 equals the sum of the bases. So the rest is just algebra. 26x minus 8 equals, on the right side, I can combine the like numbers. So 20 plus 12x. I see x's on both sides. I'm going to get rid of the minus 12, of the 12. As I'm going to subtract it on the left side. My minus 8, I'm going to add it on the right side. So on the left, 26 minus 12, that's 14. So I have 14x equals 28. X must be equal to 2. However, here I'm asking, find the length of the mid segment. The mid segment, if you notice, is 13 times x minus 4. So once you find out the value of x, put it on the mid segment. So basically, I'm asking 13 times 2 minus 4, which you should get 22. Then looking at number 6, I see the bases there. I see the mid segment there. And I'm going to go 4x minus 25. I'm going to multiply everything by 2. Right? The mid segment times 2 equals 12 plus 3x minus 12. On the left side, I have 8x minus 50. On the right side, 12 minus 12 cancel out. So I just have 3x. Right? I just simplify this side. My 3x, I'm going to move it to the left. My minus 50, I'm going to move it to the right. That's a plus 50. So I have that 5x equals 50. So x must be 10. But here I'm asking, find the length of the base indicated. And I'm telling you, find the segment EB, which is the bottom base. 3 times x minus 12. So I'm asking 3 times 10 minus 12, which you guys should say that it's 18. So make sure you guys read the instructions. If I'm saying solve for x and you're done. Or sometimes I say find the unknown and I put a question mark. That's basically your x. So solve for x. Now here, if I said find the length of the mid segment, solve for x and plug it in, or find the length of the base, solve for x and plug it into the base that I tell you. Any questions?